There's no pain that I've ever felt like it. This pounding headache and my eyes felt like they were going to explode. Feeling my energy just being sapped away. And things started happening really, really quickly. My arms and legs felt like they were being smashed to pieces whenever they moved me. Suddenly, I remember the massive shock.
Each year, thousands of people are infected with meningitis, yet many people are unaware about this infectious disease. So it's important that we become aware of what exactly meningitis is.
Meningitis occurs when there is an inflammation around the brain and the spinal cord. This inflammation is caused by an infectious agent that attacks the fluids surrounding them. There are several types of meningitis: viral, bacterial, parasitic, amoebic, fungal, and non-infectious meningitis. Viral and bacterial meningitis are spread through direct contact. Parasitic meningitis is ingested through contaminated food or water. Amoebic meningitis is spread through the swimming in infected body water. And fungal meningitis is spread when one handles contaminated animal feces or soil. Non-infectious meningitis is contracted through underlying diseases like cancer.
21% of all meningitis cases occur from people that are teens, preteens, and young adults, all ranging from the ages of 11 to 24. Among the people who have meningitis, 10 to 15% die. Among those who survive meningitis, approximately 1 in 5 live with permanent disabilities. Some of these disabilities can be hearing loss, loss of brain function, loss of kidney function, amputations.
Now let's interview students from our local high school. What is meningitis?
I don't know what meningitis is.
What is meningitis?
Something girls get.
You know what meningitis is?
Wait a minute.
Do you know what meningitis is?
No, I think it's inflammation.
No. Do you know what meningitis is? Do you know what meningitis is?
No.
We did a survey of 18 people for see that in knowledge of meningitis.
From our results, we saw that 61% of students believe meningitis to be bacterial. When asked about transmission, 61 believe it was caused by sex. Lastly, 11 of students knew someone who had meningitis. As you can see, that is not that many considering we have 18 participants. Now let's see where meningitis is affecting in high risk.
Meningitis can happen anywhere, but the location where numbers for meningitis are the highest are the sub-Saharan Africa, dubbed the meningitis belt. It is the highest during the dry season, which occurs from December to June. It is facilitated due to overcrowding and large populations.
Meningitis is treatable. Depending on the cases, meningitis can be cured on its own or by urging antibiotics. In this case, it would be if the patient has 24 to 48 hours. After that, the patient will die. Treatments include penicillin or other forms such as steroids and oxygen therapy.
There are 3 types of vaccines to prevent meningitis. Anyone can and should get vaccinated, even though this usually occurs to young children and young adults.
There really isn't any meningitis stigmas. However, a lot of times meningitis can lead to emergency amputees, which will leave someone physically disabled. A lot of times people will only see that disability in someone. It is as if that disability defines that person's life. Many around you look at you with pity, and many fear doing or saying the wrong thing. Around the world, a lot of people attribute disabilities with lower intelligence, being asexual, being dependent and helpless. And a couple years ago, kids who had disabilities weren't even allowed to go to schools. And a lot of times, religion plays a part in the stigmas for disabilities. Some believe that you are special, that God has chosen you to carry out a special mission because of your disability, while others believe that you are paying for the sin of a past family member or a sin that you committed by having this disability.
Changing people's views. We need to understand that this disease/disability does not define someone's life. Just because someone has ended in a wheelchair does not mean that they will never become anything. We need to understand that it is okay to talk to someone with a disability. It is okay to offer them some help when you see them struggling. Having a disability does not make you less human. You have so much to live for because you are a survivor. As a society, we need to know that meningitis is still out there and we can fight it by knowing the early signs and symptoms and by helping those who have survived. So help us beat meningitis.
We as a group give permission to our allied health teacher, Ms. Turner, and Miami-Dade County Public Schools to upload this video. We have permission from all participants in this video to record them and to use it on social media sites. We have written and signed consent forms from all participants in the video.